Welcome back, guys. It is yet another episode of Married at First Sight. And welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and like videos. So it is the dinner party from hell. You know, the dinner party that your family organizes and you don't want to be at because it will be awkward as well. Episode 24 is the exact description of such dinner party that you must be at despite the fact that you don't want to go. Yes, it is what it was. It was so uncomfortable, cringe-worthy that I had to break out my In the Spirit lipstick. Yes, it's from MAC. I love this lipstick. It kind of sets the tone and gets me vibing as I go. Let's just get right down into it, right? The fallout from the couples retreat following Olivia and Domenica's showdown is still ongoing. Like, it's reverberating right through back to Sydney, where all the other couples are reeling and trying to find how best to transition into a civil-like situation based on what we know so far. They all started taking sides. I'm not sure which side is going for which, but it will be clear as we come into the commitment ceremony that's to happen on Sunday. So, just before they head back to their apartment to prepare for the dinner night, we're waking up to yet another onslaught from Olivia, who literally slept filled with rage and vow about Domenica, and she just woke up and it was ongoing. She was relentless. It was just ridiculous to see that someone slept through the night after the tumultuous whatever they had, and she's still going with anger. She's so filled with hatred and rage. Her choice of words is still shocking. Her total acceptance of the fact that she knows her behavior is wrong. She owns it. That is what is scary. That is what is more scary. Her partner is only now waking up to the ugly personality that he has, and you know, he's like, oh my god, who am I partnered with? I don't even know this girl. I don't recognize her. Good luck to him navigating through this. It will be hard as he is already emotionally involved and vested in Olivia. I guess we'll have to watch and see how this plays out. Kate and Matt, wow, they woke up together on the same bed. Shocked to say that, and to also see that she's warming up to him. But I call BS very quickly to what I saw, because we know Kate is not into the guy. I felt, man, this is very suspicious. Now I'm not sure why they're showing this to us, but it became evident because yes, I called it. That didn't last. We'll get to that in the much later on as I recap. And you might say, Uzochi, don't be so crude. Yeah, I don't think she's capable of feeling anything. I feel distracted by the friction going on in the group. And you know, that distraction is like, okay, I'm in my comfort zone. It's no longer about me. No eyes are not, or cameras are not on me. I can't wait for the old Kate to be back, to come back to us. In fact, I am now loving the old Kate. Old, mean, ice princess, ice queen Kate is what I'm used to. And girl, stick to your personality. I don't want you changing. Ella, Dom, and Jack had a debrief session. She has been a huge support system to Domenica during the chaos that has been the last 3 nights or 2 nights in the couples so-called couples boot camp, because I can't call that a retreat. You can't go to such a fun place and come back, you know, feeling more exhausted than you went in. So the couples are then leaving the retreat with tensions high everywhere. Brent and Tamara, they're still not talking. Apparently it risen to the surface because when they eventually get to the apartment, they move. They're not together. They're living in separate apartments. While everyone prepares for bed, Carolina is getting ready for her date with Daniel. Daniel is busy showing off his muscles to the satisfaction of Carolina. Let's just say there were less time to chat as there were more time to, fondle each other. They pretty much gave into temptation. There's not a lot to see here because we can pretty much guess what happened next with our imaginations. It did not, I mean, you don't need to be a scientist to figure this out. Who knew Selena is also a seamstress in this experiment? She's gone on to make Cody's shirt, or should I say, mend his shirt I know she's a stylist to the, to the nines. She has done herself, and she's really making an effort to, make the relationship work. And I will give her that, because they have sort of turned a corner, and it's looking good for them. How long that will last, please don't ask me. I don't know. It's always topsy-turvy in this experiment. Back to Kate and Matt. Yep, I called it. It didn't take up to 20 minutes before we saw the old kids. Welcome back, old kids. Yeah. We started with old kids sleeping in her bed by herself, yeah, which is normal routine. Like, yes, why would I be surprised or shocked with that? Well, apparently Kate moved out yet again. Why this time? From the look of things, Matt had a binge alcohol night, and he literally came out worse than someone that's hungover. I hear he came out worse for where he was inappropriate, and it was just a drunk Matt that we got to see, or they got to see, because this was obviously behind the scenes. From the look of things, Matt seemed to like alcohol a little bit much, and Kate was disappointed, taken aback, and didn't want a bar of Matt's antics with alcohol. I don't know how it would end for these two, but I can tell you, I don't know how it's going to end, but I can pretty much take a wild guess. They're not going to end up together. Matt has already displayed the reason why he's 39 and single, because I was very suspicious of the fact that he had all of these nice qualities. Like, literally, he was romantic, compassionate, accepting, willing to give 120%. But then with the alcohol situation, it kind of tells you, okay, maybe that was the crack that his ex saw that made her leave. Because you never know. There is always two sides to the story. It's never one-sided. There's always two sides, and then there's the truth in between. So, Kate has officially, from what I can see, shut the door to any possibility of reconciliation or if the relationship might work. But again, commitment ceremony will be the deciding factor. Will the expert convince them to stay one more week, or it will be split bill for this couple? We're going to find out on the commitment ceremony very soon. Yeah, back to Brent and Tamara. Just before the dinner party, we see Brent having a confessional. In his confessional, he looked dejected, he looked hopeless, he looked sad. The separate living situation is not really helping Brent. Tamara has decided, not to lead him on, as she is not feeling whatever he's feeling. Tamara feels like, yes, she feels claustrophobic around Brent, and she pretty much isn't there yet. I think what triggered it for Tamara was the fact that Brent called her Mrs. Vertillo or Vertilli or whatever his surname is. And yeah, I guess we would have to see what happens on Sunday. Would the expert, filter or sprinkle the magic wands of love to make them stay together, or they're gonna stay together for one more week just for more TV time? Because as you know, with these kids are desperate for the fame. It's not love here. So we'll have to find this out on Sunday. Olivia is still full of air, guys. From white trash to Chihuahua. Literally, give Chihuahua a break. They haven't got anything in this. They don't have a bone to pick in your fight between Domenica. So Olivia, leave the Chihuahuas alone. Literally, they're not your big problem right now. It was just unending with her. She still has an axe to grind with Dom, and it will make for an interesting dinner party. Carolina has woken up with a full tank of love after spending the night with Daniel. I have to give it to the girl. She has got style for days. But if only you could dress and style her personality, the way she dresses and styles herself, she might be a pleasant person to be around with. But at the moment, it's a no. Mitch is producing drama, so am I, and we got some and more. I have to say that there are less couple going in together than there are couples going in separately. It's like, I don't know, from the day dot, we started picking up others that would not be together for long, and yes, we are calling it and we're counting. We're still on the right track here. Cody and Selena, as well as Mitch and Ella, walks in together. Brent walks in all by himself, and so does Tamara. No surprise there. Olivia and Jackson walks in together. So does Kate and Matt, but Kate's, Wasn't surprising she was giving Matt the cold shoulder as they walked in. Al and Samantha walks in together, goofy. Al always on display, always on show. I don't know. Dion walks in by himself. Well, Carolina was going to walk in by herself as well. Dion politely offered her a drink. Such a gentleman. And she was upset. In fact, if Dion breathes, Carolina gets upset. If Dion as much as sneezes, Carolina is upset. Yes. So she got upset that he was gentleman enough to offer her a drink. I know, guys. I know. And I don't even know why the guy bothered. Like, if it was me, I would make an attempt, because, I mean, you want to try, but at some point, just give it a rest and be done with. You know, someone needs to wake him up and tell him what time it is. It is Daniel's time, Dion. Daniel's time. We will see Olivia trying to rally the groups or troops or minions to her defense. She is now about to unleash Domenica for exposing her true character to the dismay of Jackson. So she's still reeling from all of the anger. I don't really know where her anger is coming from. In walks Dom and Jack, and all of a sudden the mood got tense. You know, whose sides are they going to be supporting? We will find out. Continue on to Olivia. You know, she's just really, as soon as Domenica walks in, she got really angry, red, you know, her face changed. Hopefully Jackson will wake up and run, guys, because this chick is too much. And yes, guys, they're actually eating dinner in silence. This is Dinner Party 5.0, and this is the first time I would say they are actually having their Hello Fresh, or is it You Foods now? I'm not sure which one. It was the first for me because you could actually hear a pin drop. That was how quiet the mood were. It were like toddlers forced to eat and not say a word until you finish your meal. Matt decided to address the room, given how awkward and silent it was. He rendered an apology to everyone, including Kate, and well, it was well received. You know, they kind of gave him a pass for apologizing for his drunken behavior. And Kate, the Ice Princess, she's done. She had a blank stare all through the apology. In fact, her baby corn that she was eating was more important to her than whatever Matt had got to say. I know. All of a sudden, Carolina decides to chime in on the conversation between Domenica and Dion. And it didn't take long before Dion moves his seat, you know, and all hell broke loose after that. In this order, Dom felt her asking about how Dion was the reason why Carolina was upset. Carolina's bone of contention. You know, she said, yes, I'm upset that you are carrying on while I'm here. What is history for me? I don't even know why John's taking the abuse. It's not tolerable. You cannot tolerate this sort of abuse. You cannot. It is just ridiculous. So Dom and Carolina decided to face off. Carolina was all too quick to be ugly, and the conversation again turned toxic and ugly and nasty. You know, before you know it, Olivia interjects like she was spewing and fuming. You could see the puffs coming out from her ears, like she needed to jump into the conversation. It wasn't about her, but it's about Domenica, so she has to chime in and, you know, have her say. It was her turn to get nasty. She got really nasty. She went from 0 to 1 million real quick. I felt ashamed for Jackson. I just couldn't, like, it was so cringe-worthy to watch how someone can just morph from being such a princess to a witch. I know, it was so uncomfortable. It all came back to the fact that the apology Domenica gave to the group whilst they were at a couple retreat wasn't good enough for Olivia. And before you know it, the group came quickly to Domenica's defense. Olivia will not let go. She's got a bone to pick. She had too much to lose. Her not having a pulmonary embolism right this second was actually beyond my comprehension. Surely nobody can hold grudges for this long and not have a heart condition. Like, it got worse. I don't know how to explain this. Like, it felt really demeaning given the fact that we were celebrating National Women's Day, guys. Yes. And this episode had to air and show that unsupportive side of women. I just can't. It then ended with Dion calling them out. You know, she was forced to apologize, and then we overheard her say she is not sorry, and why should she apologize? If hate was a person, guys, it would have a picture representation of this woman. Yeah. Like every time I think about hate, the only person that's coming to my head right now is Olivia. Oh well, she's got the energy to hate for the rest of her life. Cheers to a few heart attack coming your way, girl. I cannot for the life of me. How can you be so invested in hating someone that you barely know? I don't know. Old age will really do you good, ha. Yeah, Olivia. Cheers. It ends with Domenica, you know, having a whole new appreciation for her man Jack because he stood by her, he stood by her 110%. And he was like, I'm not taking any BS from Jackson, Olivia, or any one of you in this group. Like, respect her. She's got her opinion. Yes, her behavior was rather inappropriate. She has accepted, aired, and apologized. Let's move on and get it moving. You know, I love Jack. Jack, if Domenica misbehaves, I'll come fix her up for you. He is such a gentleman. I just love him. It looks like the commitment ceremony will pack a punch. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I'll see you Sunday. All right. Stay safe, guys. Bye.